Is going to be a very painful episode for me. I can already feel it.
Suck it, Sweden.
Who won? See, well, I won't even get into it yet. We will.
USA.
That just pains Leah, doesn't it?
It does. Thanks so much for tuning into the PHNX Coyotes Podcast. Shout out to OG's Brands, the official sponsor of Flavoring Fridays. Head on over to ogsbrands.com to see their full lineup, including their two newest gummies, the OG's Naturals and the Big OGs, and find out where you can purchase. I'm Leah here with three American Patriots, Petey, Greg, and Danielle, and me, the dual citizen with a conflicting feeling about Team USA having success in hockey. But we are right off, like Team USA won gold just minutes ago at the World Junior Championship in Sweden, winning 6-2 over host Sweden. Ooh, that one hurts for the host country. Yep. Big bummer. But the tournament comes to an end. The favorites, Team USA, get it done to win gold. And PD is decked out in Team USA gear if you're not watching on YouTube.
When you've been a part and involved in the sport of ice hockey for a very long time, Canada dominates everything. And it's always Canada this, Canada that. It
used to be anyway.
Yeah. So when the Americans rise to the top and win a tournament like this, buddy, I'm wearing out. Like I've got the USA hockey hat on. This is a big deal, and this is when you get inside these NHL locker rooms. It's a big deal for these NHL players.
Have you texted anybody yet, buddy?
Not yet. I will be, because it just happened. I didn't have time. Yeah. But the players from those countries, it's a big deal. Those games are on all the TVs in the players' lounges. The Americans at the Coyotes practice tomorrow will be making a big deal of this. I promise you that. And if you look at the staffs I worked with, everyone was Canadian all the time. It was all Canadian guys, so I rubbed it in. Unfortunately, they often lost, but I still rub it in. So it's a big win. It's a big thing for USA Hockey. And if you go back to 2013, only 3 countries have won the World Junior Championships. Canada with 5. USA now has 4 in that time frame, and Finland with 3 gold medals.
CJ, I don't speak IKEA with a bunch of eagle emojis.
Wow.
And some American flag emojis.
First off, it's okay, Canada. You still have curling. At least you have a sport.
They do dominate in that. They do dominate in that.
If you're no longer preeminent in hockey, I mean, you're kind of have been.
It's a big one.
Didn't even medal.
But it's a big one next year, Craig, because the if you go to the last 5 now, Canada's won 3 and USA has won 2. So next year.
And where's that going to be?
I don't know. I really don't know. Minnesota?
Well,
no, that's 2 years from now.
That's 2 years from now. Where's the next one going to be?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Just worry about Minnesota.
Look that up.
We got to go to Minnesota. Can I be the correspondent?
Oh my God, please. Well, actually, we talked about it, but then we were like, we'll go to Bemidji, and it's far.
It's far from Bemidji.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, it's in Ottawa next year.
Ooh,
okay.
Oh yeah,
big surprise. Home field advantage again.
Yeah.
So and then it's going to. I want to be the Minnesota correspondent.
All right.
Okay.
We'll
make that happen.
I just want to take a moment to trash Sweden because, it's so easy.
Yeah, because they did so much to the U.S.
It's a horrible country, with your
Sweden.
neutrality and your universal health care and your happy people, whatever. Suck it, Sweden.
It's just
suck it.
Roy Fork said, "I'm having meatballs for dinner."
You know how long it's been since I've had an IKEA meatball?
Oh, God.
They're really, really good. I used to go to IKEA for the meatballs.
Yes.
So it's a big win for USA Hockey. And when you see things like this, it usually gives another burst for youth hockey and kids get excited about hockey again. I think it's a big deal for the United States to be so competitive at hockey. It's a sport that rarely, it was a miracle when they won in 19. By the way, every time Canada wins, they do not make a movie. I've been told. But so this is it didn't happen often, and now you're starting to see the Americans. Yeah, not only did they win this, they were the favorites all along.
They were, and I was nervous about that. You were too. We talked about this.
You don't like being a favorite like this, but I think they showed up, and they had incredibly skilled hockey player. Hats off to the NDP program, because I think the National Development Training Program in Michigan really plays a big part into why they're so successful at the World Juniors and the 18s, under 18s. If Canada put together a group of 25 kids and kept them together for 3 years, I think that you would see a different result for Canada too. And so USA's training methods,
don't pander.
Great.
Don't pander.
Just gloat.
This really might be one of the best US teams that we've seen in a really long time. Yeah. And you know what, for everything aside about, I definitely lean toward cheering for Canada, but I am extremely passionate about growing the game in the US and especially here in Arizona. And to see the success that the U.S. is having, like, I want this to be competitive. I don't like when it's one country wins every time. And same thing in the women's game. And we've seen some other countries come onto the stage in the women's game as well, because for a while it was just USA, Canada for women's, but now a bunch of other countries are taking off. So I love that aspect of it. I love that, there's a bunch of kids who watch this tournament today are going to look back and say, oh yeah, like when I was watching Will Smith and Rutger McGrory and Ryan Leonard. And it's crazy because I feel like we know a lot about these guys because we talked about them so much with our draft prep. And of course, the Coyotes went out and drafted 2 Russians in the first round. But we have a lot of knowledge about a lot of these American players. But just really exciting for them. It's a bummer that this was the one team that the Coyotes didn't have any prospects a part of. Logan Cooley, of course, was on Team USA the last 2 World Juniors, but just not this year. So I felt a little bit more disconnected from Team USA because I really was following along the Coyotes prospects. But exciting for hockey in the U.S. nonetheless.
Yeah, and you look at like Logan Cooley was eligible to play on this team, and so was Connor Bedard. If you've heard of him, so maybe that makes a difference if all the guys playing. You always hear that from Canada too. Well, we've got 5 guys in the NHL. Well, no, so there's some Americans in the NHL that are missing out. So yeah, I'm excited about it, and now we have to wait for the next time the NHL's in the Olympics, and I have no idea when that is. Craig, anyone, Bueller? Because who knows where that's at? And you just want to see best on best tournaments, and this is as close to best on best as you're going to get.
Yeah, it's so true.
Go ahead.
Well, I was also going to mention that, speaking of Coyotes prospects, Belker Milan was the one of the goalies for Team Sweden. He did not play a ton in this tournament, but he does still get the silver medal. It is so weird that you lose the silver and win the bronze. It's just one of those weird things in tournaments like this with hockey. But congrats to him on earning silver, and congrats to Michael Hrabal and Team Czechia for defeating Finland earlier today 8-5 to win the bronze. Unfortunately for Michael Hrabal, his night ended kind of early. He was pulled in the first period after allowing 2 goals on 3 shots. Czechia was actually down 5-2 and then came back to win 8-5. But Michael Hrabal was a huge piece for Czechia in this tournament, and without him, they wouldn't have even been in the bronze medal game. So despite, I'm sure, a disappointing individual performance for him today, he should be proud of taking home bronze as well.
Yeah, that was a good showing by the Czechs, by the way, who did not look good early in this tournament, but really came on. Guy to watch, Matthias Milovsky, not signed, not drafted. He had, I think he was a
bring in another Matthias.
He was a point per game player at the World Junior Championship. Somebody's going to sign him.
Yeah, it's interesting to see all of these Coyotes prospects and see them play well too, and you get excited for the future. And who knows? These kids develop at different rates, and you might be a star here at 18, and you might not make it, but it is fun to watch. I'm excited for it. I'm sad it's over.
I know, I love it. Oh, I just love it.
Then it also, you know what it also means, Leah? It's not just the end of the World Juniors, it's also end of the holiday season. Like, it's over now.
Yeah, it is officially.
We'll talk more about that as we go along.
Not according to most of the people in my neighborhood, it's not over. Jesus
It's
Christ.
the Epiphany. Didn't you know that, Petey?
I know the Epiphany's this. Okay, one more day.
Tomorrow.
Good Lord. It can't be because of that, but we'll get into it later.
I need you to show
Save
up.
that.
Yeah, we'll get that. Yeah, I've got something to say.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, and I don't want to digress back into the World Juniors, but Zach Benson, Kevin Korchinski, Connor Bedard, Shane Wright, Adam Fantilli could all have played for Canada. Might have made a difference.
Might have.
Just saying.
Yeah. But while you're here and we're talking about Team USA, be sure to hit the like button if you are proud of USA for winning gold. So give us a thumbs up. Speaking of Coyotes prospects, there was some news this week. Obviously, Conor Geekie was one of the players playing in this tournament for Team Canada. He returns to North America only to be traded upon return. So Conor Geekie traded from the Wenatchee Wild to the Swift Current Broncos in a huge deal that was the Broncos got Geekie in exchange for 1, 2, 3 players and 4 picks. Just a crazy blockbuster. And to be like totally transparent, I'm not dialed into the WHL playoff picture and such, but Craig, I know you got a little bit more insight into this trade last night.
The Coyotes knew this was going to happen at the start of the season because basically when Wenatchee was still in Winnipeg, they mortgaged their entire future. They traded away draft. They had no draft picks for the next 5 years, none. So they're trying to recoup this. They traded Matthew Savoy as well. So when you look at those two trades and all the assets they got, they're reloading. The thing that just felt weird about it was Wenatchee was in second place in the division. You're thinking they're in contention for a title, and you're gonna sell off maybe your two best players.
Your two best players. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. But the good news for Conor Geekie is now he's going to play meaningful games in the spring, and that's all you want for your prospects. So
yeah, I mean, but he might have with Wenatchee too, right? We'll see what Swift Current does. They're in sixth place right now, so they've got some work to do. But apparently he gets along really well with the coach, so that's another benefit of this situation. We'll see where he ends up next year. I got to believe he's probably
and he had a disappointing World Juniors in that the team, not himself personally, but the team. He left with that penalty with a few seconds in, and you don't want to end your tournament like that. So I think he's got a little chip on his shoulder to perform well here through the stretch. Because again, we saw this kid last summer, and he wanted to be on this team right now. He thought he was going to be an Arizona Coyote. So can you imagine where he's going to be after another World Juniors and a playoff run in the W? Yeah, who knows? Like, is this a guy that can fit into the Coyote roster a year from now? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, but his development's really important this time of year.
Yeah. Got to believe he'll still be in Tucson, but another important piece of their future. I had to remind myself where Swift Current was.
Near Regina, it looks like, per the map Craig has open. I honestly, as a Canadian, I couldn't tell you where Swift Current was. I knew it was in Saskatchewan, but that's.
Do you know where Moose Jaw is? 5 feet from the moose's ass.
Oh boy.
But wow, that's great. Okay, well, moving on. We talked about the growth of USA Hockey, and a lot of that is not just in the country, but in the Southwest into non-traditional markets.
Not just in Minnesota.
No.
Really?
Or Wisconsin.
Or Wisconsin.
But
I mean, a lot of it's in Wisconsin,
in Arizona, and I mentioned that I love talking about the growth of hockey, especially in this region. And you look at Arizona State, we've talked a ton about what having an NCAA team here means and how it all unfolded. But it's a cool event this weekend, the Desert Hockey Classic that ASU is hosting for their 4th straight year. What can you tell us about this tournament, Craig?
The other teams are Harvard, UMass Lowell, and Nebraska Omaha. The Sun Devils have never won this tournament, amazingly, and this is the 5th year of it. It's amazing that they've never won it. And as Petey and I discussed with Greg Powers on a special audio-only edition
and listen to it.
Yeah, the PHNX Coyotes podcast.
Shameless plug.
Greg Powers has been reminding his players of that every day this week, that they've never won this tournament. Obviously, you want to raise a trophy in your own tournament. You like raising trophies, period. And they just did that in the Adirondack Winter Invitational in Lake Placid. But this one's really far more important for ASU. They got to come home and win this one because they are right on the cusp of NCAA tournament qualification. They're sitting number 16 pairwise. You can't be number 16 as an independent and count on getting in. You need to climb at least 2 spots, probably 3 spots to make sure you're going to get in. So they need to win this tournament, and that starts with their game against Harvard this evening at 7 p.m. at Mullet Arena. Teddy Donato, the coach. We also caught up with Teddy Donato and his tremendous Boston accent.
Phenomenal.
People should download that episode just for his accent.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it's so worth it. And it's only about a 25-minute. So if you're going to any of the games this weekend, put it on your car on your way in. talked to Greg Powers, like you mentioned, Ted Donato, and he also mentioned it was really cool to hear like a lot of the players coming to this tournament have never even been to Arizona before, so just a unique experience.
Look at the terrible weather they're getting.
Yeah,
there was a cloud out there.
A single cloud?
Yeah, I said that to Teddy. I was like, sorry, we cheated you out of probably 10 degrees. And he goes, buddy, it's like 35 in Boston. We're getting a nor'easter.
Yeah,
Nor'easter.
I think they're fine.
Yeah, but it is cool. And, you know,
it's
part of
fun.
me is like, oh, maybe they'll see how great it is here and get some...
The portal. Just saying.
The transfer portal's a thing.
What are the academic requirements from Harvard to ASU? You think they can get in?
It's funny. We talked about
Can those
that
Harvard
off the
guys
record.
get in?
He's like, I've had like one guy ever. In like, if we could take advantage of it and get somebody into Harvard, I'd get one guy at most because the requirements are so
That's
hard.
funny. I didn't even think
so
about
when
that.
they lose, like Harvard lost a ton of people. They're a really young team.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason for their struggles. But a lot of teams can replenish through the portal.
And
Harvard can't do
Harvard
that.
can't really get the portal.
No.
Craig Morgan's not. Well, you probably could though.
That's hilarious.
All right, that'll be fun.
You know what ASU spells backwards, Petey? It spells USA.
Oh my
throw that out
God,
there.
I can't even.
Throw that out there.
I can't even. Oh, I knew I was in for one today. Well, if you want to check out the Desert Hockey Classic this weekend, I highly recommend attending. It's going to be a great tournament, and it's a great chance to see Mullet Arena as well, which is an unreal venue.
You know who's going to be there?
You?
Craig S. Morgan.
Oh,
Signing
Alex
autograph.
Kerfoot.
Alex Kerfoot will
Oh.
be there.
Yeah.
Harvard.
Who will sign more
Harvard
autographs?
product, Alex Kerfoot.
Alex Kerfoot or Craig S. Morgan?
Spilling my water over here. I
Well,
mean,
you
Craig
really are.
might have a bigger line to meet him.
He does. There is absolutely no
Alex
doubt.
Kerfoot will be hiding in a suite somewhere, probably, right? I won't have that.
You're more
opportunity.
recognizable, probably, though. That's one of the downfalls of hockey players. You just, like, without their helmets on.
Yeah.
Like, you needed to put the shield on. You go, oh, it's that guy.
I like the anonymity of just a
Yeah.
byline.
Yeah.
People didn't know who I was.
And now here you
No.
are.
And now you are, wall to wall Craig S. Morgan.
Oh my goodness.
Preparing another show for Craig
Talk
S.
to
Morgan.
the audience.
Okay, I'm going to just move on and tell everybody to check out the Sun Angel Collective fundraiser. If you're going to these games, if you're watching these games, if you're paying attention, whatever it is, there's a really great way to get involved in charity. And essentially, it's a mesh between the 50-50 raffle and betting. And there's a series of either or questions. You just answer whichever one you feel in your soul, and they are random. Like, you couldn't possibly predict
seriously
like
random.
which team will be offside first. Like, there's no statistics
random.
to tell you that.
No.
It's just gonna happen. You pick, you can wager a certain amount, and all the money helps go to charity to support the NIL Collective. So you're supporting student athletes. It's a really great cause and a great way to interact with the game, have fun with it, and also give back to a good cause. So check it out. I will make sure I drop the link in our YouTube chat right now so you can get in on that. But a really cool opportunity this weekend.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
So absolutely check that out. But if you're also want to bet on these games,
Who doesn't? Isn't there a national championship football game coming up soon?
Yes.
there is next
Heard of it.
Monday.
Undefeated teams.
Heard of it.
Yeah, there's. I
it.
mean, we are in prime.
You might wanna
it's
bet on
prime
that.
season.
That is the thing you can
Yeah,
bet on.
the national championship for football next Monday. You have a
Bet a lot of little weenie bets because then you can stay involved in the game throughout.
yes, and I have to
I
say,
highly recommend that. It's
so
fun.
I look at my phone this morning. I have a notification from BetMGM. I have a
Yes.
free bonus bet waiting for me.
No kidding.
And you know what I'm going to put it on?
I don't have any idea.
Liam O'Brien anytime goal on Sunday against the Winnipeg
Buddy,
Jets.
I'm doing a weenie bet on if I can get Liam O'Brien anytime point. I'm absolutely doing it. I'm not sure he's going to be on the list of players to get an anytime point.
If Liam O'Brien gets a goal in this game, I will believe that the walking and talking bump is real.
There you go. There's no
I'm
pressure.
not a believer yet.
You're not
Nope,
a
nope,
believer
nope.
yet?
Nope,
We
I am
have
not of the
seen
faith
the
yet.
evidence.
I'm not of the faith yet.
We have
If that
seen
happens,
it.
if
it will be a genuine
it's
miracle.
stats.
I will have the
He had
Catholic
to
Church
get-
certify it as a
He
genuine
had
miracle.
an opportunity. He needed to get it off quicker, and he got his stick lifted from behind. Otherwise, glorious scoring opportunity. I don't know why he didn't go to his backhand bar down. I don't know why he didn't. His backhand bar down. He did it last week. Do it again.
Yep.
I got a bonus bet. I'm putting it on Liam O'Brien anytime goal on Sunday. So if you want to
too.
get, and it's $2 bet. So like it's a quintessential weenie bet.
Ain't no $2 for me. I'm throwing down.
So
on
if
this
anybody else wants to get in on that action,
I believe.
do so. And if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use the bonus code PHNX. When you do, you can place your first BetMGM sportsbook wager through the BetMGM sportsbook mobile application of at least $10. And if that bet loses, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. You can check out the show notes for full details. And now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
Ontario.
Ontario. Good things grow in Ontario. That's the little jingle. Good things
Did you
grow
see CWP's
in
word you're going to go off to
Ontario.
TRTO?
Well, I am going to Toronto later this month for the NHL All-Star game.
For real?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Can you get tickets?
Sure.
Leah thinks she's going to have a break while she's there too, but we keep loading her up with.
Oh my God!
Can you get tickets?
You
for
can
that?
get tickets on the Game Time app. And
That's
by the
best
way,
place to get tickets.
there are quite a few home games coming up for the Coyotes. We need to bring the energy. Craig said there were way too many New York Islanders fans there last night. So show up and show out and support the Coyotes. Bring the energy to the building and use Game Time to get your tickets. Definitely the cheapest way to buy your tickets, especially if you wait till the last minute. And if you haven't downloaded the app yet, then when you download it and use the code PHNX when you sign up for an account, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. So, I mean, that's a steal right there. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. I had a bet for an anytime Petey flannel, which I just got.
It just hit. The Petey flannel.
Petey is rocking the.
I got the red, white, and blue flannel. I'm rocking right now. Yep. For what? USA. It never gets old.
Man.
It just never gets old.
Are we
again.
sure?
Win a gold medal again. Win a gold medal again.
It might get
old.
old.
If you know, you know, Herb.
It might get old. It might get old. Oh boy! All right.
Watch the movie again. That's how we should celebrate tonight. It's a Friday. Go watch Miracle again.
We'll talk about that.
True story.
In our weekend binge segment.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And the Mighty Ducks, the Team USA beat Team Iceland. Why is Team Iceland the bad guys in that one?
Just
like, Iceland's evil, just like
Team
Sweden.
Sweden.
I know, it's kind of, they were stepping in and stand-in for
people?
Team Sweden. Team Iceland, they were all black. Like it was bad. Yeah. Fire jersey.
I
for Team
knew
USA
this show was going to be a little off the rails today. It just had that vibe.
Conway. What's his name? Conway 98. Mighty Duck. Played for Team USA.
That
How did the whole Team USA go from not even know how to play hockey on the streets of Minnesota with Bombay to representing all of them represented Team USA? I don't know.
It's a miracle.
All right, that was way too long.
All I know is Scandinavia is evil.
Okay, all right.
The entire region. So,
you know who else is evil? The All-Star. I'm just kidding. We won't spend too much time on the All-Star game because we've talked quite a bit about it this week, but the 32 NHL All-Stars were revealed yesterday, one from each team, and Clayton Keller, of course, will represent the Coyotes for the fourth time at the All-Star game. But I'm curious from you, just looking at this list of people, and like I know any of us can look at this and say HK, but I thought there were some surprises on this list and some surprise omissions as well. So I'm curious.
You?
Well, some names that, and granted, I don't follow these teams closely like some other people do, obviously, but just some names that when I think of stars, I don't think of these guys, and that's no shade to them. Frank Vetrano, Oliver Bjorkstrand, those were just, I guess, a little bit surprising as far as name recognition.
Surprising to Oliver Bjorkstrand, too.
Yeah, okay, we need to just take 1 second to talk about this. If anybody missed this, Oliver Bjorkstrand gets selected. The Seattle head coach sits him down and said, "What are your plans for the All-Star break?" He says, "I'm going to San Diego."
Sunny San Diego.
Sunny San Diego. He's like telling him, and he goes, "Well, you're going to have to, cancel that trip because you're going to Toronto." And, it's so funny because the Kraken posted this video and he wasn't like, woohoo. He was like, oh. And it was so funny. It went viral on Twitter yesterday because everyone was dying laughing. So today on his Twitter, Oliver Bjorkstrand posts, or on his Instagram, posts kind of like an apology. I'm so sorry. I didn't have a great reaction. I promise I'm excited. And this is what he posts. He photoshops his face smiling onto his own face. And then the next slide of his Instagram post is a cancellation of the reservation for his Airbnb in San Diego.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Just really good stuff. So, I mean, this is what, like, when I talk about the All-Star game, this is the kind of content I want to see. So just really good get stuff from all over beer.
And that's the vibe, right? The players that aren't going are going on a 4-day vacation all over North America.
Which is what all the players really want.
And all the players up for the fan vote are like, please no,
Yeah,
please
exactly.
don't vote me.
What
Oh,
happened?
Hey,
goodness.
it's good to see Tom Wilson was voted an All-Star, though.
Is he the representative of the Washington Capitals?
That's wild.
So yeah,
I mean, it's not like they could have chose Ovi this year and
like
Backstrom's out.
like we
Dylan Strome? Just kidding.
yeah, it could have been. Who cares? I want to be excited about being excited who got snubbed, but I really could care less. I don't like. I remember one time we had the basketball guys had an emergipod
I remember
because
that.
Book got snubbed from the All-Star game. Buddy, we are not doing an emergipod on somebody being all snubbed from the All-Star. We're not. It couldn't be a bigger HK.
Yeah.
And here's the problem here is there's one player from every team. That's it. So what you do is you look at don't even look at points or anything. Who's the most popular player on that team? That's it.
But
that's
that's
the
not
guy.
what they did because
Pertinier did.
what?
They Pertinier did on most teams. like who's Boston? I don't know. It was Pasternak. You knew it.
yeah,
Crosby.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Anaheim, anyone would say Zegras.
Yeah, but Zegras, he's got 3 goals.
I know,
stinks,
that's
yeah.
the thing. But so there, I'm just disproving
So it
your
really
theory
did.
a
But
little bit.
you are. Thanks. But
Jay
better.
Gottinger?
Who?
What?
Yeah.
Why is Jay
That's not a
Gottinger on
who.
this team? Why
I
is
know.
Jay Gottinger on this team? Because of his name.
Yes, but
Connor Ingram has better numbers.
does.
and here is the anti-argument. So Conor Ingram's numbers are better than Oettinger, without a doubt. Oettinger's are number 2 in the Central Division behind Hellebuck in every major category. There is no question.
Connor, yeah.
Numbers are facts. Conor Ingram does. Number 2 behind Hellebuck. Facts. But is he the most prominent, popular player known on the Arizona Coyotes? And the answer is no. That player is Clayton Keller, and you get one representative, so
Yeah.
Clayton Keller.
And now you go to the fan vote where no Coyotes.
You don't
getting
think
voted in.
Matthias Michelli's going to sneak in on that one?
The Coyotes are pushing Michelli, Krause, Dursey, and Ingram.
Yeah.
And that
none of them will get in.
and they're probably happy about it.
Yeah, they probably are, actually. You get
Yeah.
a break. It's probably the best thing for you. I bet
And
Clayton
even-
Keller would like a break.
I hate to say it's like they don't care.
No.
Like they've got plans with their families and kids to go somewhere warm. They just do. And they get a 4-day break where they don't have to practice. Mandatory. Can't practice, can't look at meetings, can't do anything. Mandatory.
Didn't a bunch of the players go to Cabo the last time?
They
I think?
did.
Yeah,
As a group.
Yeah,
And they
there
all
was a
stayed at the
ton of
same
them.
resort.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it used to be, okay, now we'll motivate you. We'll give you $1 million to the winning team. I mean, it's $1 million divided like probably 12 or 13 ways when she's throwing staff and coaches. Do you think they care about
I
an
mean,
extra
we
$100,000?
would, but they don't.
Clearly, is that like for you, Craig? That's like an extra $50. Like you don't care. So I don't know if that's even a motivator now. I do think the games are competitive because I think they want to win once they actually start to play. But I don't think the financial remuneration is enough to get guys to go, gosh, I wish I could go spend 3 days in Toronto signing autographs, sitting on the freezing cold ice, doing literally nothing.
Well, Clayton Keller gets to do that.
He does. Again.
Yay!
And, say what you want about him wanting a break. And I think we were talking about this before. It's like every player wants to be an all-star. Maybe they don't actually want to go and do the event.
Yes.
But every guy,
Sure.
you want to be an all-star.
You wanna be the
want to
guy.
have that recognition. And it's a
Yes.
really cool thing in your career. And for Clayton Keller, he made a little bit of Coyotes history, didn't he?
Yeah, he's the has 4 selections, which is at least a Coyotes franchise record, not an all-time. I think Dale Hawerchuk still owns that.
Wow.
But the team's most all-star selections in a single year were Jeremy Roenick. It was Keith Tkachuk and Teppo Newman, and they had each been there 3 times. So now
Keller's
he's
ahead of
surpassed them. It's amazing
Wow.
that Shane Doan only won a couple times. Jeremy Roenick too, but he wasn't here that long.
But it's funny because you can go back to those days during the Shane Doan eras. A lot of the times he was the best player, but he was a guy that played a certain way that he needed the break and he needed the rest. And if there was a way that they could throw someone else at the All-Star game besides Shane Doan, they did.
Well, that's like what's Tom Wilson going to do at the All-Star game? I mean, they don't hit,
Slam
so
somebody
he can't
through the
injure
glass.
Yeah.
What's he going to do?
Fight
What's
with
he
a
gonna
goalie.
do? Okay, here's my prediction. He wins the MVP of the All-Star game. Just like
John Scott.
just saying.
All right.
Because it's going to be the big funny thing. Oh, look at Tom Wilson. He's skilling it up.
Skilling it up. Oh boy. Don't get me started. All right.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, you may.
Okay, we're gonna go behind the curtains. We like to go behind the curtains. It's a thing we do here at PHNX WP. So we all have laptops. These are not just for show. We are looking up stats so we don't look stupid. We have a show run. We have all this information. I can see Craig's from here better than I can see mine here. His font must be 250. Like, my God, there's like 3 words on the screen.
Going up to 200%.
There's literally 3 words on the screen. That's all I can see.
I just swallowed, I had water in my mouth and I was trying so hard to
I don't know if Craig's heard that they do make glasses so you can read.
Oh,
they're there, sitting on the table, literally sitting there. He is so worried about his. See, that's a boot. Look at his appearance. He does look good. You do look good. It's vanity.
Like
is it vanity?
No, I just don't like wearing them on the show. They're uncomfortable. I want new eyes. I just want to get eye transplants.
Oh, crap.
I don't like wearing glasses. They always bug me.
Really?
I'm always adjusting them.
See, I'm just the opposite.
They drive me crazy.
I love wearing my glasses.
I have great vision. I don't need glasses.
Well,
Yeah.
of course, you are Canadian, and they didn't do much in the world.
She studied abroad, if you didn't know, too.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
We'll discuss some minor Coyotes roster moves, but minor, except they do get people talking. Zach Sanford put on waivers today by the Coyotes. Justin Kirkland recalled. Interesting moves, corresponding moves in relation to Jason Zucker's 3-game suspension. I did think it was interesting that they assigned Zach Sanford back down, because when they recalled Justin Kirkland, who has the best nickname Costco. Great nickname.
We don't know if that's his real nickname.
It should be, though.
Right.
It 100% should be.
It's here. It's his nickname here.
I think it's his nickname.
I think so.
If it's not, then somebody is wrong.
Costco. I love it.
But I thought that he would be. They'd go back to 12-6.
Yeah.
But they ended up sending Sanford down, and we should get ahead of the.
Yeah, they will if he clears. Yeah.
We should get ahead of the why Dylan Gunther did not get recalled thing. I know you said it last night, but I feels like we have to say it every day.
Just a moment of silence.
I'm sorry for all of you that want to see Dylan Gunther recalled. I really am. I feel your pain. I do. But it's not going to happen. You know why? Because they want him to develop. It's called developing for a reason, is it, Petey?
Yeah.
You play lots of minutes. You play lots of situations.
Yep.
You get confidence.
Yep.
And when you set foot in the NHL, the goal of the development staff is that you never return to Tucson. That's what they're trying to do with Dylan Gunther. What would happen if Dylan Gunther were recalled right now, Petey? What do you think his role would be? What do you think?
He's a fourth-line guy, eats 8 minutes a night. Well, he's not going to be a top 6.
Does that help you develop?
He's not going to be on the power play.
Does that help you develop?
Either power play.
Well, maybe they should play him in the top 6 then.
Can't.
Why not?
Why would you put him up there?
Why
he's
would
not
you?
ready.
Okay.
Well, he's leading the team in scoring right now. It's a team on the precipice of the past. Did I use that word twice in the show?
That's good.
Precipice.
Yeah.
I like that word today. They're looking to be at the top of the Pacific Division. They're doing really good things. He's playing well with the Roadrunners right now. Leave him there. That team's going to make the playoffs. They're going to play important games. And you know what? This is really, really, really important for his development. He gets all offensive zone faceoffs, all power play time, all big minutes. He's taking that right now. He's taking a huge step in his development so that next fall, he's ready to slide right into this lineup.
I'll have a story on him next week, by the way, but I wanted to ask you, can you think of any Coyotes prospects in your entire time coaching that maybe got pushed to the NHL a little too soon instead of developing?
Yeah, well,
you think
maybe. Yeah, there were a lot. And it started 1 year. It was Tikhonov and Turris were the two that got pushed way too early, and Turris ended up not becoming a Coyote because of it, because he got rushed too early and got given things too much. Mikhail Bodker played too early here. I think there were a lot of young players that played too early. We may look back a few years from now and say Logan Cooley might be here a little too early. Would this team be happier if Logan Cooley sitting where he is at right now or leading the Big Ten in scoring? I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean,
just coming back from a gold medal championship of the World Juniors.
There are extenuating circumstances there, right?
Sure.
But can you imagine him between Dylan Gunther and whoever? I mean, probably wouldn't load it up, but I would love to see him play.
So most teams, it's funny because the expectations here in Arizona are these young guys should play. And it's in Arizona because you look across the league, and I'll give you Connor Bedard. I will. And Connor Bedard's a different case with the team that's in a different place. Most guys that are drafted high in the first round, they're not jumping right in. They're not. Yep. If you're drafted from 5th to 20th and those guys are getting time to go back to juniors. They play in the minors. They're not getting significant roles on their team because, one, those teams are playoff teams. They don't have room for a guy to learn. They just don't have room. Like you can't learn here. So I think the expectation here is because the team has been mediocre for so long that they're going, wow, let's go see this guy here. We should see this player here. So I'm surprised that they put Dylan Guenther down there to start the season. I am thrilled that they've been able to keep him there. I can't wait to see what he is going to be when he finally gets here, how hungry he is going to be a part of this team.
Yeah, it's just one season, right? I mean, yeah, it's just one season. And what again? What's the goal? What are you trying to like? Oh, we need to win right now. Are the Coyotes really equipped to do anything?
No.
Let him develop. Let him bake.
No.
Let him develop down there and solidify his game for the period of time that's we think is coming when the Coyotes are an actual contender, or at least a playoff contender. I don't know if they'll be a cup contender yet.
Take Sanford and Kirkland for now. It'll all be okay, I promise.
And does that matter to anybody?
What?
Like Sanford and Kirkland, that swap? No.
It's just PT, right?
Yeah, they're playing 11. I mean, I'm not surprised financially you don't have that extra player on your roster because the team is 2 hours away. If they were on an extended road trip, they'd carry the extra forward. They're not. They can get away without it. I think you're looking at a player that's going to play 8 to 10 minutes. The Kirkland-Sanford swap, it doesn't move the needle much for me. And that's why if he does play, he's going to play 8 to 10 minutes max.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're playing 11-7, those guys didn't get a lot of ice time yesterday. The extras, the bottom 4, especially in a game that they were chasing most of the game. So I don't see that being development for Doan or Guenther.
All right. Well, moving on. Before you guys got in today, we're doing a little tidying up in the office, which included me restocking our beer fridge. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot of Four Peaks here in the studio. Tons of peach ale, by the way.
Do we?
Yep, so much.
Do we have any wows?
There are no wows because they went so quick.
They go so
but
quick.
there are Kilt Lifter.
Kilt Lifter, okay.
There's
okay.
Yeah.
After the show.
There's Hop Knot, which I know is Craig's personal favorite. The IPA, no. But Four Peaks has something for everybody, whether you like hoppier an IPA or you like more of a sweet beer or you like just a simple lager. That's what I love about Four Peaks. So if you haven't gone to the brewery yet, check them out. The 8th Street Pub. Amazing food as well, super underrated.
Right.
And you can buy Four Peaks wherever you buy your beer. I was at Fry's the other day and they sell variety packs, which is cool because if you're trying to maybe try a bunch of different beers and you don't want to commit to a 6 or 12 pack of one, you can do the variety pack, which is really
good
cool.
for guests too.
Yeah.
Good for
Especially you got to cater. I know we all have different beer tastes at this table. So
it's true though. Like there's a 6-pack that I could load up at Four Peaks and be happy with all 6 beers.
Yeah.
And I can't say that about many places.
Yeah, it's so true. So you can visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite beers and events. Check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. And you must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks. And please drink responsibly. And now we're going to talk about Danielle's favorite sponsor, Some Burrows. Danielle, how many times have you had Some Burrows this week?
Twice.
And what did you buy when you went there?
Oh, I got 2 different things this time. I got the mini chimneys the first time. Yeah, I got the bean mini chimneys. And then the next time I got a veggie burrito.
Yum.
And it was phenomenal.
And
I got a half pint of chips and salsa. If I take it to go, I always get a half pint of chips and salsa. And I finished it 2 nights ago and I'm sad.
Yes.
I'm going to be going back.
And literally last night, Danielle was like, I had some burros twice this week, but I think I want to go again.
I'm going to go again probably tomorrow.
They are all over the metro area.
They're all over. They're
everywhere.
So good. I think I might get some burros for dinner tonight.
I've been going to some burros literally every week for 20 years.
Wow.
I might go tonight.
There's a lot of commotion.
There's a lot going on here at the PHNX studios today.
I'm not sure. They should go to some burros
Probably
too.
Michaela's interns.
Some burros, they're family owned and operated and voted Arizona's most loved Mexican restaurant. So check them out. Let Some Burros cater your next meal, big or small. Order online or find one near you by visiting someburros.com.
I'm going to be thinking of mini chimneys for a long time now.
Yeah, I know.
Mini chimneys.
I actually went
Thank you.
I went twice in 3 days.
That's unreal.
Yeah, I went with my brother, and then I was like, "Hey, Mom, I want to go back. You want to go?" And we did.
That's awesome.
It was great.
I love it.
I love Some Burros.
All right. Well, I was going to say it's time for our fun day segment, although this whole show has sort of been a little bit off the rails. And one thing we didn't really talk about too much last night because it was a 5-1 ugly loss, so this wasn't really the biggest takeaway, but we'll talk about it today. Bauer and the Arizona Coyotes partnered for a fashion line, and I know we've talked about fashion quite a bit on this show somehow with this team, but cool stuff. So Danielle, let's take a look at what the Coyotes have come up with, or what Bauer Hockey has come up with. If you're listening on audio, you can look at these pictures on the Coyotes Twitter account, but some really cool hoodies, jerseys. Espo, who's our jersey guru here, loves this jersey particularly. Petey and I were talking about the hoodies. I think the hoodies are sick.
The upside down Bauer.
There's probably so many of you who say right now, like, I literally couldn't care less, but I do think fashion is a cool gateway for people to get involved with following hockey, and we've seen that with the previous fashion lines as well. But I saw a funny comment. I think it was Greg Wyshynski who tweeted the red hat and said, "I will not be getting this red hat that says hockey is life." I also would probably stay away from the red hat. But whatever. Moving on to the skates. Let's take a look. These are custom skates as well. Really cool. They have the moon, the cactus design, as well as the Kachina on the back. And a number of Coyotes players wore these skates last night, which we were told is possibly the first time multiple players wore the same custom skate in a game, which is pretty cool. Michael Carconi, Lawson Krause, Matthias Michelli, Travis Dermott, Michael Kesslering, and Zach Stanford all wore these last night. Jason Zucker also wears Bauer skates, so had he played last night, he would have worn these as well, and potentially skates we will see again this season, although I don't know with the superstitious thing after a 5-1 loss how players feel about that. But what are your guys' overall thoughts on
Well, I'm really excited for the fashion show that you and Petey are going to do, where you walk down the runway modeling all this stuff.
If they want to send it to us, by all means, I'll do it.
Yeah.
By all means.
Because we know when it comes to setting fashion trends, people do look to me for guidance on that.
Do you have your runway walk?
Look at me.
Do you have your runway walk? Could you do that?
For sure. Let's go.
The magician's gonna get involved.
By the way,
he's pretty unemployed right now.
Keep your eyes open. The guys from Bauer we've actually already been in contact with. So keep your eyes open. You never know. Never say never. It's here. What do I think? I mean, what do you think? I think the skates are kind of cool.
I think the skates are really cool.
Are really cool, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little touch that people probably you don't notice unless you really, really look. I think it's kind of cool. I think the Kachina logo on the back of the skate, that was cool. I do. I think it was really neat, and I don't know if they're going to be doing it more or what the plan is, but it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
The rest of it, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything else. That's it. Cool.
We got some really funny replies about it, and I'll tell one because this is what someone said and not what I said. Someone said if they could spend as much time working on the arena as on fashion deals. So I'll just say that as well.
Actually.
I think that's how I generally feel. I think the fashion stuff's really cool. I really do think it. I really appreciate. Yeah, I know. I really appreciate.
That's funny.
The effort to include more people, maybe who wouldn't, know hockey or care about hockey and I think fashion is a really cool part of the sport. You want to make hockey more trendy like basketball and football are. I totally am with that. For me, it just comes down to the hierarchy of needs. And right now the biggest need is the arena. So everything else doesn't really matter to me. If this was the gravy on top of everything else, I would be like, hell yeah. And I would spend a whole freaking show talking about the fashion. I really would. So that's where I stand.
I'll be honest. I'm 56 years old. Well, I'm not yet. I will be in a couple of weeks, but I'm old. I'm a hockey guy. The reason I do this show is because of hockey. The reason I had that job was because of hockey. So for me, I have a hard time going like this with hockey and fashion because they're not synonymous with me. They're separate for me. And I'm trying to be open to going, okay, this streetwear brand is really cool and it's trying to introduce more people to the sport and it's trying to make Arizona Coyotes cool. I get it. I'm just a hockey guy. And
That's fine.
And I have a hard time meshing the two.
That's fine.
And I think what I've finally understood is they're not necessarily meant to be meshed. The organization clearly looks at these as two different avenues. The hockey is over here and the fashion's over here. They're both important, but they're not on the same path. Is that fair to say, Craig? Sure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sure. And so I have no problem with the fashion. I'm here for the hockey.
That's fair. It's fine.
Yep. I know, but now I talk to my 25-year-old son and he's got the hat and his friends have the sweatshirt. I mean, so that is the target market. I don't think they're trying to get me to buy out their merch store for streetwear.
They're not targeting either of us, buddy.
No.
Okay.
And look at me. Look at what I'm dressed like, for God's sakes.
let's move on from fashion on this hockey show to talk about Christmas trees.
Oh, now there's a topic I can get behind.
Is everyone's Christmas tree down?
Well, I want to point out that I took my lights down on New Year's Day. All the stuff outside was done. It was
On New Year's Day?
On New Year's Day.
On the 1st?
Yep, on the 1st. I was going to go to the 2nd, but I was like, and then I'm getting into the week, and then it gets
the
hard.
first was a Monday. It was a holiday.
Yeah, it was a holiday.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're still talking about this on January 5th. I cannot believe after my rant on the 27th that we haven't taken care of this
My
problem.
Christmas tree is still up.
Do
So
you
is
light
mine.
it? But do you light it? Is it lit?
Yes.
Is it an active participant in
It
your
is.
decorative
Yes.
home?
Every morning, Tara, the first thing she does when she walks out is plug it in.
Now.
Yes.
Now,
You
she
do
wants
too?
to see it. She wants to enjoy it.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're coming up on a weekend. It happens to be bulk pickup, so we'll soon toss the carcass of our dead tree.
My tree
out
has
of the
been
curb.
dead for so
Are they both
long.
real? Yours both
Yes.
real?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait. So it turns into a fire hazard now if you both leave it. See, my Christmas tree's still up because
Is it fake?
yeah, it's fake.
Yeah.
I'm here like 12 hours a day. Like when am I gonna do it?
That's been my.
That's the other
But
issue.
that's
see,
been my issue.
yeah,
Is
and
I
see,
haven't had time to take
we
it.
get it, right?
Yeah.
But like if it's a real tree, it's kind of a fire hazard a little bit.
I mean, it's not on when we're not there.
Yeah. Same.
But the other side of that is that before it makes its way to the curb, she will cut a lot of that tree to use for you guys know we have a fire pit in our backyard. So that's what she uses as
Oh,
kindling.
I mean,
so
that's
That'll
cool.
there
smell
are
nice.
uses of it. So
It'll
and it
smell
smells
nice.
like
Yeah.
pine, and so
My
I
tree
just-
is going this weekend.
So is mine.
January 7th is the last day to drop off a tree for City of Phoenix. There's different park drop-offs to drop off the real tree. January 7th is the last day. I have some beef with my roommate because we were supposed to do it this weekend, and she might go snowboarding. And I said, fine, I'll do it myself. Kylie, I'm just kidding.
And by the way, people work. That is a legitimate
I
excuse.
haven't had a
It
single
is a
second to
legitimate
do it this
excuse not
week.
to take down your lights, your decorations, your inflatables. However, it doesn't mean you should power all that shit up. Leave the lights on your house.
I have
but
nothing
don't
outside,
turn
to be
them
fair.
on anymore.
My
I mean,
tree's the last thing.
we walked the dog this morning before it got light out. It was 5:30 in the morning and it's dark out and people had their Christmas. Like, turn the goddamn things off. Like they don't. I get it. It's not a weekend. It's 38 degrees, which is quite cold for us here in Arizona. I understand all of those things. Don't turn them on. Don't turn them on. My mom kept them up in Minnesota until March or April. You know why? Because it's cold. You're not going out there in 20 below to take off. But you didn't turn the damn things on. So turn them off. That's it. Tomorrow. If I see anybody after tomorrow, the 6th, because I've heard all about this Epiphany thing. If they're up past the 6th, that is the 12 days. That is it. That like I'm going and pulling guys' timers off of houses. Like that's it.
He's gonna start
Yes,
cutting
I'm
wires.
bringing the snippers.
Petey is like
I don't know what happened.
Petey is like the HOA people in my neighborhood who have nothing better to do and measure people's like bushes in their
Yes.
front yard to report like if people.
Yep.
Permit for that.
Oh
Yep.
my god!
Oleander's over the curb. Violation. And so here, if you don't pull yours out and you live in Pinnacle Reserve 2, be prepared because come
This
tomorrow.
is your official warning.
It's your warning. This is it. Come tomorrow. Like that's shit's done.
You will know where to direct the
Yes,
police when
I
you
will
file
be
your report.
Cutting the power to all of it.
Yeah.
And I will be taking the timers.
So let me segue into this because we have a house in our neighborhood. Well, it's like the next neighborhood over that we just call Crazy House because
What do
every
you think they call
holiday
you?
under the sun, this guy covers every square
Yes.
inch of his front
With
lawn
stuff.
with
Every holiday.
every holiday.
Easter? Is that an Easter
Oh,
thing?
yeah, like Easter. We're talking like St. Patty's Day. It is crazy. Valentine's Day, he'll have stuff up. So I want to ask, which holidays do you deem acceptable for putting out those sorts of decorations?
Well, we know I'm already full Halloween. Full Halloween. Halloween's fair.
Yep.
Because I think you want to decorate because you got people actually coming over
the
to your
kids.
house and your yard for the
Yeah,
kids.
for the kids.
Christmas, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to say that's it. And I will say you're allowed certain things. You can have a wreath on your front door that changes from green to red, white, and blue for the 4th of July. Like one accoutrement to your home.
Right. You can hang a flag for the
Like
4th of July.
A flag for the 4th of July.
Sure.
Or a sign that says Happy Easter
Or-
at your front door.
Or how about like dried corn on the husk
Fine.
for Thanksgiving? Because my
Fine.
wife puts that on the
That's
door,
fine.
and I'm like,
That's
"What?
fine.
We're in Arizona."
A turkey inflatable? No.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
leprechaun inflatable?
Here we go.
No.
Thank you.
You can put up a wreath, an accoutrement, a sign, a flag.
And the Kuchurans.
That's it. For those other holidays. That's it.
This guy's unbelievable.
4th of July flag and maybe a little bit, but it's not full on. It's just a little to recognize your appreciation for this country. Beyond that, that's it. No more.
I think it's really funny that Petey's wearing a Liberty shirt and telling people what they can and can't do.
Also, Charles said
The irony is not lost.
Petey's New Year's resolution vandalism. Okay, so I never decorate the front of my house at all. We do a rotating like thing on our door, a different wreath for different holidays. We decorate inside for every holiday. Not crazy. Like Christmas is definitely our biggest one, but like I bought like a Valentine's Day table runner and a little red heart pillow.
Again, fine.
Because
totally fine.
Like my roommate and I were we're girls in our 20s who like to decorate,
Sure.
and it brings us a lot of joy. So we like to do that.
That's all fine.
But I also think that if decorating your house and doing that brings you joy, then do it. That's how I feel.
I agree with Graham Taylor. It can take a whole weekend.
So on Monday, watch out. He's coming.
But again, don't light it. You can take. I don't care if it takes you a month to tear it down. Just don't light it.
All right.
I'm going to take photos of this guy's house someday. And
Please do.
Yes.
You guys will be amazed.
Please do.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah, I
Like,
might.
You know what I think about?
What?
Where do you store all
Yeah,
that?
they
that
have
is
storage.
crazy.
They have
We-
storage.
We probably had like a storage
Storage
unit.
unit,
Probably
for sure.
paying like a monthly fee to
do that.
store his
Yes,
decorations, which is
for sure.
insane.
For sure.
That is
Anyway.
so funny.
Thanks everybody for listening.
Yep. All right. Well,
Appreciate you.
if you've already taken down your Christmas decorations and you have nothing else to do this weekend, what is everybody watching? Weekend binge. We haven't done one in a while.
Go to Craig because I know he's excited.
Yeah. Craig, what do you got?
I'm watching a series I just started called 000, and it's basically drug trade. And you go for the growers, the brokers, and the dealers, and there are different parts of the world: Italy, Mexico, and the U.S. And it is
Documentary?
no. It's
Drama.
a series. It's drama, and it's good so far.
Where can we find that series?
That's a good question.
Yeah. You know where you can't find it? BritBox. I know your wife won't buy it. You know what I watch on BritBox?
I think it's on Prime actually.
It was 000. You're looking it up right now?
It's a show?
Yeah, it's right
I
there.
just
You just
searched
had
on
it.
Roku, so I don't even remember the
Prime.
streaming service. It is
Oh, it's
Prime.
on
I was
Prime.
right. Okay. For a change.
And we think it's good?
I think it's good so far. 3 episodes in.
Yeah,
I'm
you guys got me
intrigued.
hooked on Bodies last
Bodies
time.
is
And
good.
yeah, and I'll give you that one. That was good.
That's the last TV show I watched.
Yeah.
I've been reading so much. I read
Really?
36 books in 2023. I'm really proud of myself. And I've been reading what?
I just remember when I was a kid and you'd have to track the books you read and you'd get like little things from school. What was it, like the Scholastic Book Club?
Oh
and
yeah,
you'd-
that was the
Yeah.
best.
And I'd always lie because I didn't really want to read the book, but I wanted all the free gift stuff.
Well, now I track my reads on Goodreads, which is it's like a reward.
Is
so,
it?
So I'm currently reading Summit Lake by Charlie Donnelly,
I wish
and
I
it's
could.
really good.
I wish I had the time.
It's really good. So
Wish I had the
that's
time.
my weekend binge. It's a book, not a show
Wish
or
I
a
had the
movie.
time.
But you,
I wish I had the
Miracle
time.
on Ice is.
I love reading. I love it.
I do.
But I don't do it.
Well, I don't have any. By the time I get done reading all that I have to read for work and then news, I'm like,
I don't
can't
read
do
either.
anything.
I'd rather just lay there and
Yes,
be on the couch.
exactly.
And my
Stare
most
at the
recent
ceiling.
watch, I went back to Charade. No? Anybody? Audrey Hepburn?
Well
Cary
before
Grant.
my time.
Wow, go way back.
Yeah. Outstanding movie. Twists and turns.
Charade.
Yep. Check it out. Cary Grant, Audrey Hepburn in Charade.
The key,
Now available on BritBox.
The key
There it is.
to reading is to not watch TV.
I know.
That's what
But it's so much easier to watch TV.
Yeah, I have children
Like,
too.
because
so-
you get those suspenseful books and it takes like 2 weeks. Like, I don't have that time.
It
Like,
takes me 2 days. I read so fast, but
I did when I was unemployed. I read really quick because I really had nothing to do.
fair enough.
But-
All right. Well, what a chaotic show. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Be sure to hit the like button on this video.
We're done?
Yeah, we're done. We
Oh, it's
we
fun
sincerely
today.
You'll let her
appreciate it.
finish.
Yeah, do you want to leave?
No,
or
it was just shorter than the ASU show. Like, and so I thought we'd try to time it out longer. Are those? They're paid by the hour.
But speaking of
No.
ASU, be sure to go and listen to the audio-only episode that Craig and Petey did with Coach Powers,
do it.
Coach Donato.
Go to the games.
Yeah, go to the games this weekend. Check out the Sun Angel Collective. And that is audio only. There's no video, so you have to subscribe to PHNX Coyotes wherever
Craig
you get your
didn't put his
podcasts.
makeup on that day.
Wherever you get your podcasts to listen to that.
Look at he's darker than all of us. Why? Like, is he got makeup on for real?
No, Tyson Nash and I.
You're just
I don't know
naturally
if you know,
handsome.
We actually go to the same
Tanning.
tanning bed.
You
so,
and Tyson
yeah.
share the same time, not the same gym apparently.
Yep. He looks better in a Speedo than I do, so there's that.
Get me out of here, please. Become a diehard. Oh my goodness. You get access to our Discord. You get 20% off merch, 20% off events, a free shirt or hat when you sign up. You also get exclusive diehard only content such as PD's Puck Talks for diehards only. Craig will break news in the Discord before everybody else. Just a ton of extra content. We're going to bring back town halls this year. So there's just going to be a ton of great stuff. So many great reasons to become a diehard. So join the family. And be sure to support all of Craig's work at gophnx.com because there's a lot of good stuff. And the Artem Duda story is up right now. Really great stuff from him. So check it out. Anything else before we wrap up?
No, we're ready for a big tilt on Sunday against Winnipeg Jets. Can't wait.
It's kind of a must win.
Yeah, they need to salvage something on this homestand. Yeah. They just do. Yep. So,
absolutely. All right. Well, everybody enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend because we will be off tomorrow, but we'll be back Sunday. Some of us will. For that game.
I'll be off tomorrow.
And also enjoy Team USA's win in the World Juniors.
Yep.
ASU
USA. There you go. You can follow us on Twitter at SPetersHockey, at Leah Merrill, at Craig S. Morgan, at Abrica Danielle, and you can follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. Enjoy your weekend, everybody, and we will see you all on Sunday.
We all silly like the mayor.